Okay, so having had a wonderful first set, we are now entering into our first book launch, which is very exciting.
Yes.
Bänoo Zan is going to be launching her beautiful book, Songs of Exile. I had the pleasure of doing a workshop with some of them. They're very, very powerful. She has a very strong voice in her own unique style. So I don't see her. Where are you? Oh yes, okay, here she is. So let's give her a hand for her launch. Wonderful book by Guernica Editions.
Thank you, Salam. Can you hear me at the back? Can you hear me? Okay, thank you, TOPS members, friends, and lovers of poetry to be here. So I'm so excited to be reading a few of these poems from the book. I can't read all of them. There's 77 poems in this book. So, but I have some here if you are interested.
How much are they?
There are 20.
And the autograph is free.
The autograph is free, yes. Thank you. Well, okay. You know that I'm from Iran and I've been here for almost 6 years. This is my 6th year. And when I was thinking about picking up poems to read, I thought, you know, why not start a poem about my mom, you know, because I haven't seen her in a while. So this poem is called Ma'sume. These days, my mother is more like me. Life is a burden. She divides between birds and trees. Having left all of her to me, she is the core I'm escaping from. Memories of forgotten bees erupt from her mouth. She is love. And love does not reason, but fights with such fire she doesn't realize it's love she's fighting with. Mother, here's your gift of earthquakes, the lava of life. So this event is called For the Love of Poetry, okay? Yeah. So the next poem is in the poet's harem. Language cheated on the poet and slept with politics. All the while the poet thought she was the poet, language was drinking with comrades and writing about her. All the while the poet was waiting for poetry, he was prostituting himself to insomnia. Jealousy is good in a triangle, but not in a circle of orgies. The poet was the sultan. She had too many favorites, couldn't remember half of their names. She couldn't take her eyes off politics though. He was so sexy. All the while they were together, the poet's eyes were closed. She didn't notice they weren't in bed, didn't realize they were all there. Love is good in a triangle, but not in a circle of orgies. She lost the battle, and that is what poetry is, a failure. So the next poem is Birth. Give me back my God, she asked of the devil. As petals were plucked off the rose and the thorn made love to love. The world was a myth of encounters. The world was writing its author. The world was nowhere to be found. Give me back my love, she asked of the gate. The citadel fell in love with the bomb, and she was thirsty. The thorn was the road, the rose was the road. The world was in love with itself. The world was in love with God. Give me back my voice, she asked of the story. The pen was silent as the paper. The desert wrote the ocean, and the body dropped its body. The candle was the tornado. The ritual was the river. She was the sand. She was the wind. The rose opened her petals and slept with the thorn. The earth and sky went missing. The fire was on fire and the water drowned. She opened herself. The world was born. The world cried. The world survived. The world was so out, it was in. Life was as dead as God and as alive. Stop it. Stop writing about me, she asked of the writer of these lines. It was her only wish that was granted. The next poem is longer and has a longish title too. I die for you, I live for me. I want to be a cannibal feast. 9 Richter doomsday in our ocean bed. Mud drowned in oxygen. To disfigure this figure. To be one, the only one. This is me, you left before you left. This is me, I left before I left. I want to be the one who stayed through distance and daggers, silent in the dead of the day. Rise at the foam pulled into the current. Let the wind tame the wolf. Let the moon rise over the sun. Let skin undress the wound. I want to lead you to the foot of the God that is you, into the words you won't hear. I want you to be everyone I have desired. Break at the banks of the flood. I'm forgetting how to forget. To burn the cold, I'm forgetting. I want to remember. I saw so much I never saw. I saw nothing. I never saw. I want to write so loud my pen moans at the memory. I want to remember who it is I'm writing. I want to water this fire, to be rebellion, journey from Vesuvius to word. I want to throw away the key. I want prayer to swoon at the ecstasy of your faith. I want to honor your question by never answering it. I want to be a witch who keeps you in awe of yourself, the scars and potions, the ever after of never. I was never wanting in wanting. I want to break the bones of love. Words are worthy. I want the story of how this is a story. I want character to have no plot. I want you to come undone, to convert to disaster. I want to remember how to forget, to erase this prose and pretend it wasn't you. I want flowers to speak thunder. I want vertigo to meet me in your hands and explore the jungle under the blanket of doubts. I want rhyme to have reason for suicide. I want you to whirl in the robes of Wahdat in Kesrat. I want to hang on to your rope, twisting torture into the Guantanamo of exile. I want you to be oblivion, to never ask if this is you. I want you to ask, and I want to deny it all. I want you not to believe. Throw away the door and keep the key. I guess I'm going to end with a poem that's called Ibadat. Ibadat in Persian and Arabic means prayer. The dervish stood with God. Their hands trembled as they opened their robes. They did not talk of it afterwards. Taboos were stronger than faith. God's womb was the flower of love. Her breasts were revelations. She was everywhere the dervish found herself. She had a body, the dervish had a soul. And that was love in the mirror. The dervish opened God's petals and read her own. She looked out of the mirror and told God, "You are my dervish. I am your God." The forests went down on their knees. God was a river of orgasms. Thank you.